Matt Weaver, motorsport.com. Did you allow yourself at any point over those crazy things you mentioned to ride that emotional roller coaster of, oh God, this is how we lose, or we're back in it? Like, did you go up or down, or were you pretty steady throughout that?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, I had a lot of thoughts brewing in the back of my head about just how terrible the end of the race could have gone for us. They were starting 10th on, fresh tires with 10 to go, but I was completely determined to make sure that we had a shot at it at the end of the day. I'm not going to say I'm going to go in and wreck the guy by any means, but I drove into 3 on the inside wall there as hard as I could, and it stuck, thankfully, because if not, we would have probably wrecked about 20 of them. So, no, just I was so determined to make up for it. I mean, Scott did the right thing. He put us on 4 tires at the end there. I didn't think we would be that much better than everyone else, being able to drive around the inside wall and take all those spots. But, certainly we did the right thing, and that's why we're in victory lane.
And then there's a lot of variables that could go wrong on that restart, because there's 2 guys on no tires, guys on 2, and then you how much conviction do you have that the seas are going to part the right way? And is there anything that in real time you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that? Or did you feel pretty confident in every decision you made?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, in my other championship 4 races, I had no confidence in my competitors after what happened in 2023. So, being able to control the race and be on offense rather than defense, and basically not allow anyone to wreck me, for lack of a better word, was kind of the way we needed to do it. I would have hated to be, if we stayed out or took 2 tires and there was a 4-tire guy coming behind us. I mean, I know the championship 4 that was with us this year, definitely I had a lot more faith in them racing me clean, but just me being on offense and me being in control was kind of the priority there at the end. And I think Scott knew that, and that's why we went with that approach. But starting on the bottom too, I wanted to be in control of where my truck was on the bottom and me sliding up rather than taking the top and being victim of someone else sliding up. So pretty much just did everything we possibly could to just make sure we didn't get taken out, basically, and we were able to accomplish that.
Bob Hockris, Fox Sports. When you did take 4 tires, there was some chatter. Oh, did he lay back? Did he not lay back? Can you kind of take me through your mindset of, okay, trying to, do everything you can to get all you can so early in there, and just trying to judge, okay, how far back can I be and to get the run that you did on that restart? Yeah,
people are going to talk about anything that they possibly can to put a asterisk on it, right? We kind of kicked their ass this year, and we put ourselves in position, and I did everything it took to be in the right spot at the right time. When you got a guy that stayed out on 50-lap tires and you put him on the front row, if you don't give yourself a gap, then you're screwed, right? I mean, if I start on the guy's bumper, I know how much NASCAR, we talk about in the driver meetings all the time, how much you can get away with, and I didn't abuse that. I listened to them, and I did everything I could to put myself in position to win the race.
Davey Siegel with Sirius XM. So when you're 7 wide, as low as you can go pretty much, in that moment, you're probably thinking you're in an okay spot. But backing up a little bit, I was scanning you, and you were talking to your spotter, basically saying, I can't really see anything in front of me, so coach me, tell me where to go, what to do, all those things, especially with the lane violations on restarts we've seen here in the past. I mean, going into that restart, how optimistic were you that you would be able to gain the ground that you did?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I was more torn because I was 10th, and I thought 5 guys were going to choose the bottom just because you typically would fill both lanes. So I thought, okay, I can be 10th on the outside or 11th on the inside, but I'm pretty sure only 4 guys took the bottom. So I was like, oh, that's a layup. I'm going to go bottom, gain a row, right? Or not gain a row, but gain the inside advantage on that row. So, I thought that was a layup as far as choosing the bottom. And then, the main concern for me is just how bad the dirty air is on restarts. We're all bundled up. We're racing a bunch of airplanes out here, basically trying to find clean air. So I told him, like, hey, if a bunch of guys dive to the apron, I could probably take advantage and go to the top and have a bunch of momentum off of 2. But by the time that we got to the start-finish line, I knew that I had enough of a run to go to the bottom, and I figured we'd be 3 or 4 wide, maybe not 7 wide, but I based it off of the 9 truck in front of me and just kind of went lower and lower until he couldn't anymore and I could with my tires. So I didn't really think about it at all. I just kind of went off of muscle memory and my instincts at that point. But definitely glad it worked out because it didn't. I was on the inside wall through 1 and 2. I didn't think it was going to end well, but sure enough, the 4 tires worked.
Eddie Kalegi, Motorsports Today. Congrats on the championship. 2 quick ones for you. I hate to keep harping on the 7 wide move, but on the end of it, I mean, obviously there's like infinite amounts of space going through 1 and 2, but then it all funnels. And when you're on the bottom lane and you've got to clear up, what's going through your mind at that point as you're trying to just make sure you don't run into anybody and you're able to make it stick?
Yeah, I knew if I was going to enter low on the apron like that, I was going to need to shift to 3rd gear. So I grabbed 3rd pretty quick, tried to roll speed, and as soon as I tipped in the throttle, I couldn't believe how much grip I had down there, compared to everyone else. I was just rolling by him. And I didn't really know how many people were on my outside at that point, and I really didn't care. I was just going to commit the throttle, and if someone got in the wall, I really didn't care, honestly. I was just going to keep going because I needed momentum down the backstretch. So, yeah, I mean, as you said, it kind of funnels off of 2, and, being from the inside wall all the way back out to the outside wall on exit, I was just kind of hoping that I wasn't 4 or 5 wide and not going to get hooked in the outside wall, So did everything I could to just get pointed straight and not put anyone in a bad spot, and just was able to pull through. I don't know. It's kind of all a blur at this point, to be honest with you.